And recording. Hi, contractors of the world out there. Ross Causey here once again. And we are here to talk with Alisha Paige from Turn the Page Tax Accounting. And I'll let her introduce herself. But I wanted to say thank you for being here with us today. I know that you're watching this at your leisure, at your convenience. And this will be about a 20-minute interview of Alisha and her services and how she helps contractors out in the field. So, me being a 33-year contractor, I know it's tough. It's not easy. And there's a lot of hurdles that we have to jump through every day. And, bookkeeping and accounting is one of those that we don't want to let go or leave to the side. So, Alisha, I'm going to turn this over to you and a little bit about yourself, please.
So I come from the finance background. I've been in the financial industry for 14 plus years. I think it might be 16 now. Ooh, I'm dating myself, but so my passion is small business. That's my passion, and assisting you with growing your business. So a lot of times contractors, they're out in the field. This bookkeeping accounting thing ends up being an afterthought. It's like, okay, tax time is here. What do I do? I don't have anything together. So my goal is to help you maintain your financials month to month so that when you get to the end of the year, you're not, squandering around trying to figure out what's what. And most importantly, just kind of knowing what's going on. You're out making the money, you're doing the work. The money goes in, the money goes out, and you don't really see what that looks like from a snapshot perspective. All you see is the account balance, and you're like, I don't make any money because maybe the balances are a little bit low. And you're like, I'm like, no, you did really well. Money goes in and money goes out. That's how it works, and, just kind of like having those conversations to help grow the business. If you don't know what you're doing, you can't move forward. You can't project or forecast for future years. And so it's giving you sort of like an overview of your financial state of your business, and, helping you identify where you can trim some of the fat, and helping you to be able to plan forward. So, and most of us, we're not just in this as a side hustle. Like we want to grow our businesses. We want to move forward. So giving you the resources and the tools to be able to do that is why I do what I do. And, I have, my husband's a contractor, so I understand this world. You don't necessarily, you're not in the office, right? You're out in the field, you're doing the work. And so, I understand that. So it's not like I have unreasonable expectations of my clients. I get it. They'll get to me when they can. But being able to kind of like work with those folks, works with contractors, and understand their pain points, and understand their time schedule, understand the seasonality a lot of times of their work, is important also. So.
Wow. Yeah, that's a whole lot right there. I totally respect it. How do you, it must be like herding cats some days, some weeks or months,
Mm-hmm.
how do you keep, how do you keep it all straight? Or how do you motivate these contractors to get things to you on a timely basis?
Well, a lot of times, the guys, they might have like their wives or something. They might just introduce me to them so that I can work with them to get stuff together. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll just pop in and be like, hey, I just want you to know, like, you're doing really well, and
Mm,
kind of like fluffing them up a little bit to make them want to talk about what's going on, because
mm,
you just go about your day and you forget what's happening. And sometimes it's good to stop and smell the roses. And I think sometimes when you look at a high level overview and say, you know what, look, like I'm looking at this year's year-to-date income compared to last year, and you know, you're like 30% higher, like you 30% increase. That's amazing. You know, what are you doing differently? You know, trying to figure out what that looks like for them, and then kind of making them feel good that they're not just working for nothing, you know.
Mm,
Getting documents to me can be a little challenge. So most of the times with my clients, they give me like read-only access to their bank statements and stuff like that. So I can go grab stuff and I don't necessarily have to ask them for information regularly. The only real thing that I'm asking about is, what is this transaction? You know what I mean?
right.
And sometimes it's just shooting a text message out. Like I find alternative ways to communicate, you know, it's not always email. You're not just looking at your email all day, especially if you're out in the field, but you'll have your phone on you. So, you know, I kind of like, let me get a handful of questions and then ask versus like piecing the questions out and constantly interrupting your day. You know what I mean? So it's not a whole lot of information that I'm looking to get throughout the month. It's just like spotty, you know, just some questions here and there. But usually they give me
Yeah.
enough accesses to where I can find stuff on my own. And sometimes even through the bank statement, if I don't necessarily know what it is, I'll just Google it, you know, based on the description, and that helps me too. So um I try to minimize my contact with my guys because I know that they're like busy doing the work, and they have, you know, especially right now, they're losing light, you know, so you kind of got to get out there when you can, and you don't want to be, you know, I guess looking at your phone all day trying to answer questions for your bookkeeper when you should be trying to get to work and get these projects done, you know.
But I disagree with that a bit, because if we as a contractor don't get things to you on a timely basis, there's fines and penalties involved.
Hmm.
And no one wants to pay that, but
Yeah, I
they
agree
can.
with that. It's only really you know, the end of the year stuff, you know, I kind of like, okay, if we don't file this on time, you know, and so I get on them as it relates to that. But like throughout the year, just bookkeeping and stuff like that, I give a whole lot of grace, you know. As you know, some in the Midwest,
Ah,
we have hard seasons, right? Like, so we got hard stops, you know, and so I'm mindful of that. You know, I know you're working. If you can get this to me when you get done, or or is your wife available? Is your wife available? Um, trying to see if they have any idea. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Um, but I the tax filing deadline is definitely a high pressure time, and most people are aware of it, right? Most people are aware that they have to get that stuff done. The only issue is if you don't have anything in place, then it becomes more of a stressor, right? Like, so for folks that are like on top of it and understand that bookkeeping is critical component of their day to day, then at the end of the year, it's just a matter of fact. It's like, okay, we got to file taxes. You know what I'm saying? Where are we at? You know, but if it's something like, I don't have any books, I don't know what's going on. What do you need for me to get my taxes done? Number one, we're going to file an extension, right? Because it's not, you're not going to, I guess, pressure a situation to, you know what I mean, like a whole year jam packed into 2 weeks, right? It's not possible. So usually, like in those situations, we're filing an extension, we're giving ourselves some more time, and it's more costly. It's more costly for the contractor because you're going to have your person that's doing your taxes sift through all your bank stuff and do your taxes. Whereas you can just give them a P&L and a balance sheet and say, here, file my taxes.
okay.
You know, what's easier? But a lot of times bookkeeping and accounting is an afterthought. And I guess my thing is trying to get people to get out of that. It's not an afterthought. No, it's not something that's gonna, it's not something that's gonna directly impact your profit, right? I'm not going to put money in your pocket, but I'm gonna keep the money from going out the door,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Keep the money
yeah.
from going out the door and keep you aware of boundaries. Like, okay, you know, you're spending a lot more money in this area, you know, is there an extenuating circumstance that's elevated your expenses, or do you have bad habits? so then I'm making you aware so that now your conscious is like,
Mm,
okay, I need to watch this,
good point.
you know.
Yeah, good point.
And
Okay.
then, and then for the most part, it's saying, okay, you made this amount of money last year. This year you made 30% more. You know, I project that maybe next year you'll have another 30%. So that's kind of like, oh, I'm not doing this for nothing. This is working. What I'm doing is working. Maybe I
Yeah.
should sit down and figure and write down what am I doing so I can duplicate that going forward. Or, maybe I did worse and maybe I need to figure out how to get more business.
Mm,
It's giving you an overview of your productivity and enabling you to get your mind going about how you can get more money if that's what you want to do, or spend less.
good point. Yeah, good points. Do you serve your clients locally around you or throughout the nation? How do you work that?
So I'm virtual. So I have clients all over the country.
Wow.
Yeah, so I have clients in Maryland, I have clients in Texas, I have clients in Florida, I have clients in Washington State, California. Um, it doesn't really matter because you don't need to see me face to face for me to work for you. I can do everything. Technology is wonderful, isn't it? It's like there's everything is available to you through technology. There's no real need to have someone in your face every day. You know what I mean? So yeah, like I have created my brand based off of my availability to people across the country, and I've maintained that. I do have some local clients. As far as being a QuickBooks Pro advisor, if they look up, location-based pro advisors, they'll find me. So I have a few clients local, but majority of my clients are all over the US.
Wow. Wow. Oh, that's
Mhm.
great. Good for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah,
Well,
it's great.
trying as a contractor myself, and I know what it's like to try and keep us straight and organized and orderly because a lot of times our creative minds don't think that way. I
Hmm.
know for me, my mind doesn't think that way in a neat, orderly way. And the bookkeeping and tax accounting is a critical function of our business. Without it, uh, everything falls down.
Hmm.
So, uh, Alisha, thank you for being with us here today. I know that some of our viewers will want to contact you, so we'll put that in the links in the comments below here. Uh, but what's one of the best ways to contact you? Is it
Well,
email or
I think most folks are in social media, so you can look me up on Facebook. You can DM me. I'm totally available that way. My email is admin@turnthepagetaxes.com. My contact number is 224-303-0874. I'm available by text. Like I'm modernized, man. You don't even need to call me. You can just shoot me a text message. I'm all good with that. But I'm excited. I know some folks are newer, starting off in business, and they don't
yeah,
really know which way to go. And some of them are more seasoned. But either way it go, wherever you are in business, I can help you. I can help you grow your business to where you can get a little bit more a well-oiled machine, put some organization to your business model, and get you profiting. So
excellent. Wow. Well, if your energy is anything like your background right behind you, I love it. Absolutely love it. Most bookkeepers and accountants, have some pretty beige, boring backgrounds, but that's
yeah,
that's exceptional. That's great.
yeah, I'm no prude. They always put us in the box of like, oh, just uptight and stuff like that. And I'm like, no, I'm crazy. Yeah, I just like doing books. You know what I'm saying? But
There you
I'm
go.
I'm
That's your passion.
lively and have a passion for small business. It's my business to serve your business. So
Wow. Excellent. Wow. Thank you for being here with us for this time today, Alisha. I do appreciate it. I know our viewers do. So, if you're in a position, if you're a new business, an existing business, an old veteran business, get a hold of Alisha and see if she can help, take care of your issues that you may have going on. So, Alisha, thank you very much. And thank you all for attending and paying attention to this short but valuable interview. Alisha, take care.
Thank
Ta-ta for now,
you.
and we'll talk again.